Welcome back. Today is day 68 and we are looking at the Children's Bible 365 stories for every single day this year. So day 68 is putting things right, found in Exodus 33 to 34. Moses begged God to forgive the people for making the gold calf and worshipping it. He offered to take the blame for himself, but God said that whoever has done wrong must be the one to take the blame. The people would be punished. God knew that however sorry they might be now, the Israelites would go on disobeying him and doing wrong many times. So he gave Moses instructions about what they were to do to put things right. Outside God's special tent, there was to be an altar where sacrifices of animals would be burnt. Anyone who did something wrong and broke God's law must bring an animal for the priest to offer to God. It might be a sheep or a young bull. This gift was the way of showing God how truly sorry he was for what he had done and asking God to forgive him. God looked right into the person's heart. When he was really sorry, God forgave him. The animal's death could not take away his sins, but God's loving forgiveness put him right again. People would bring animal sacrifices as well as gifts of grain at other times too. They were a way of saying thank you to God. After the people of Israel had completely broken their covenant with God by asking Aaron to make the image of a bull calf for them to worship, Moses was afraid that God would not look after them anymore. If you won't come with us, we don't want to go any further on this journey, he told God. I will still be with you, God promised. And now the time has come to set off from this mountain to go on your journey. The people must have been very relieved when Moses came back to them and told them that God was still willing to keep his side of the covenant. You must make a fresh start now, Moses explained. You must promise all over again to keep God's law. They willingly agreed. Then, thankfully, they packed up their things and folded up their tents, ready to set off from Mount Sinai. What do you think of that then? That story teaches us or reminds us or shows us for the first time that God is a forgiving God. And I don't think it's for the first time so far. In 68 days, I'm sure we've seen that God is forgiving. He forgives us, but we have to show him the truth, our true hearts, that we want forgiveness. We are sorry. The word that many churches use is repent. We are sorry. We want forgiveness. It's not so easy as humans to give forgiveness of others, especially when those others have asked for forgiveness over and over and over and over and over again. Later on in the Bible, we learn what God expects from us in terms of how many times we should forgive. And if you know the answer to that, pop it in the comments below. But it's a muscle that we must learn and we must grow as we journey through our lives as Christians. God forgave us, or God forgave the Israelites so many times that, Moses was right to be afraid that he wouldn't be with them because of all the things that he had done for the Israelites. Amazing things. And to have witnessed and be part of that, and then to go against what he's done for you, it really shows how much damage listening to the devil has done to to our hearts, really. We default to doing the wrong thing. We default to sin. We default to making mistakes. And then we default to constantly going over, saying, I'm sorry, will you forgive me? I'm sorry, will you forgive me? How many times would you teach your daughter? How many times is it okay for your daughter to be hurt? How many times would you say to your daughter, it's okay, let your friends hurt you X amount of times? How many times would you say? Because I know what I would say. It wouldn't be a large number. And so, is that about forgiveness? I know it's not. But there may be elements of forgiveness in that. You might end a relationship, but you may forgive somebody for what they've done to you. But then there's an element of protection where in this story, what are they protecting themselves from? They were just bored, and so they said, we need to have a God that we can worship. Well, you already had a God, and he's done some great things for you, and you have just gone behind his back or to his face, and you've said, sorry mate, we can't see you, so you're no good. How many of you can see love? No, I know I can't see love, but people show through their behaviour, through their words, or through their actions that they love and appreciate you. But you can't see the feeling of love. You can't see it. But nobody would disagree that people don't have those feelings. Same with hate, same with anger, same with frustration, same with stress. We have those feelings. So, just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. I think I've ranted on a little bit too long today. But give yourself a chance to put things right. God bless.